Once upon a time, there were two siblings named Jack and Annie who lived in a small town. One day, they were playing in the woods when they discovered a magical treehouse. The treehouse had books all over the walls, and each book was about a different time period or place. Jack and Annie were curious, so they opened one of the books. The book was about dinosaurs, and it had a button on the cover that said, "Press to start." Jack and Annie pressed the button, and the treehouse began to shake. The next thing they knew, they were flying through the air back in time to the prehistoric era. Jack and Annie had many exciting adventures in the treehouse. They traveled to ancient Egypt, visited the pirates of the Caribbean, and even met the dinosaurs. They also learned a lot about history and culture along the way. One day, Jack and Annie were traveling to a new time period when the treehouse got lost in a storm, and they didn't know how to get home. Jack and Annie were scared, but they knew they had to work together to find their way back to the treehouse. They used their knowledge and skills to solve puzzles and overcome challenges. Along the way, they made new friends and learned about the importance of teamwork and perseverance. Finally, after many days of searching, Jack and Annie found the treehouse. They were so happy to be home. They had learned a lot on their adventure, and they were grateful for the opportunity to travel through time and space. Jack and Annie continued to have many more adventures in the treehouse. They learned about different cultures, met historical figures, and even saved the world a few times. The treehouse was a special place for them, and it helped them to grow and learn. One day, Jack and Annie realized that they were getting older. They were no longer as curious about the world as they used to be, and they didn't have as much time for adventures. So they decided to retire the treehouse. Jack and Annie left the treehouse in the woods for other children to find.